Hi, this is Whispers, and this will be the reading for the sign of Taurus for the month of October 2024. The deck that I'm using is the Rider-Waite deck by Pamela Coleman-Smith and Arthur Waite. And what I've done is I've pulled one overall energy card for the month of October 2024. I also pulled 3 consecutive cards for each week of the month of October 2024. So let's start off with your energy card, and I'm excited to see what's taking place because there is a lot of information in the cards. The first card that you have is the Judgment card, and the Judgment card is straight up, and that talks about positive judgment about you, okay? You're finding out where you belong. You're leaving one way of life for another. So perhaps you were vying to find a new job or a new location or a new living circumstance, and indeed you're going to find that. This is going to be a major change in your personal status. And there may be some resistance to changes, and changes might be slow to materialize, but they are going to happen. This could even talk about a graduation or leaving one job for a better job, maybe even getting a promotion. It talks about doing the right thing, meeting the right people, and the right people are judging you. Even law is on your side. So if you've taken something to court, know that you're going to win. It also talks about public recognition for your skills. You're doing the right thing. You're making a break with the past, okay? You're reinventing yourself and becoming a different person. Insights into truths in your life, okay? You're seeing the reasoning behind it in action, whether that be someone else's action or whether that be something that you have done. It also talks about reasoning and a spiritual calling. It says that you feel a pull, like you're on the path to your future. Major change in status, an improvement. You might marry someone or you might meet someone who is the one. Now, it may be that you've been lonely and so you've been looking for a companion, and indeed you're going to find one. It could even talk about a job offer or employment or scholarship. So maybe you're being paid to go back to school to learn a skill, and someone wants those skills of yours. So it does talk about creativity, and it talks about possibly a sideline business, maybe something that you are endeavoring to do, and someone's going to support you in that endeavor. So that's a good thing. And this is the overall energy card, so it's quite obvious you're going into the month of October, sitting on cloud 9. You've got exactly what you want, and you're moving forward with relish. So you can look forward to each week in the month of October with a positivity, okay? So that's a good card. Okay, the first 2 days of that first week, you have the wish card. It's reversed. It doesn't mean you're not going to get your wish. It means it might take a little bit of time, okay? Now, it might even talk about a lack of appreciation, perhaps even disappointment because you didn't get your wish immediately, but know that it's on its way. It also talks about, as I said, overindulgence. Have you been eating too much? You've been drinking too much? You've been smoking too much? Been gambling too much? There is something that is taking too much of your time, and perhaps taking that time away from a love interest. It does say that you're going to have to work to achieve success. You're going to have to put the effort in. It's not going to come easy. And it says that in 9 months' time, that might be when the success does come. Now, if you're trying to have a child, 9 months, you may be a parent in 9 months, okay? Because it is going to be successful, but it is going to take some time before you get the results. And of course, it takes 9 months to have a baby. Okay, so 9 of Cups reversed. The next card we have in the last 2 days of that first week, you have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is straight up. So that talks about someone who's very analytical, someone who's very factual. They don't pay attention to emotions. They don't want anything to do with emotions, okay? They pay attention to the facts, the black and the white, everything is straight-laced. Everything goes down that straight and narrow, okay? There's no swaying because of, emotional upset, okay? They don't care about that. They love challenges. They're very independent, very self-assured. They make decisions that are fair and good for all, and they don't express emotions. So maybe you are having to deal with a lawyer. Maybe you're having to go to a lawyer. It did talk about possibly you hoping that maybe you were going to get a higher position, or you were going to receive a pay raise, or something good was going to come of a job that you were in. And you might have to take that job to court. Maybe you have lost some wages, or maybe there was a dissatisfactory type of event that took place in your life. Maybe you had to go to the labor board. I'm not really sure. This is a general reading. And there are people from various countries that pay attention to these readings. So I don't know what the laws are in every country, but it does talk about this individual possibly being an attorney, a judge, an engineer, a programmer, a scientist, maybe even a doctor. Someone involved in neurology, sociology, maybe even criminology, okay? Maybe there's something that is taking place in your circle of energy where there have been some against the law type things taking on, illegal things. Maybe there's been some thievery, or then there's been physical assaults, or there's been damage to private property, and this person is stepping up to the plate and saying, okay, we're going to look at this factual. We're going to see who actually is responsible for this. And those people will pay. Now, it does talk about perhaps you becoming a spokesperson for a group of people. Perhaps a group of people whose rights haven't been protected over the centuries, okay, or over the years. Now, it does talk about someone who is vying for perhaps women's rights or human rights of sorts, okay? And perhaps you're getting involved in this. And this person is going to be at the top of the list. This person is going to either stand for your rights, or you're going to stand with them in unison for the rights of a minority or a faction of people whose rights haven't been acknowledged. Not a bad card. A lot of work in that one, though. There's a lot of work in that one. Okay, so the last 2 days of that first week, Wheel of Fortune reversed. Well, it's reversed, but it does go back. It's a wheel, right? Think about it. Wheel turns. So with the bad come the good, right? So change is coming. It says prepare for the unexpected. It talks about you feeling disorientated. Perhaps something is coming to an end or a natural progression. You may even be starting a new job or relearning something. Now, it talks about growth coming from a circumstance that you rather didn't happen. Maybe there's been downsizing at work, or maybe there's been a situation at work where you've had to been moved to a new part of the job, like a new endeavor. Maybe you're moving up an echelon, or maybe you're moving down an echelon. Maybe there's been downsizing, and so they're having to cut your hours. But either way, it talks about you having to relearn something or to move from one set of circumstances to another. And it's something you would have preferred didn't happen, but it is going to bring about second chances. Second chances will improve things in your life, whether that be in a relationship, whether it be in a job circumstance, a living situation, okay, even a financial situation. But it does say that at this point in time, there might be some financial problems. I'm doing these readings in September for the month of October, so if you get this reading early, prepare for the first week, the last 2 days of the first week. You might be a little bit tight in your finances, okay? So if you're able to save a little extra stipend in the month of September, put it away in savings and save it for those last 2 days of that first week, because some bill is going to come up that perhaps you don't have enough money to pay. So be prepared. Now, it does talk about concern, okay? You're feeling concerned about changes that are taking place in your environment, and you're feeling unstable, you're feeling insecure. There are feelings of despair or even discouragement, and you're anticipating things that may come down that path next, okay? You're preparing, you're worried, but you are definitely preparing, and that is what you need to do, Taurus. And most of the Tauruses I know, they're very practical, and if they know that there's a bill coming up, or if they know that there just might be a wave of layoffs or holidays or things like that, and people are vying to get more hours, maybe you've put your name in for extra hours. You are preparing. So whatever is taking place in your job, in your employment, in your locale, in your environment, in your home, you are prepared for it because you have thought about it. And most Tauruses, they do. They think out of the box and they think ahead. First 2 days of that second week, okay? First 2 days of the second week, you have the Four of Cups and it's reversed. And that talks about being motivated by more than material values and pleasure. Are you overlooking something in your life? Are you overlooking someone who is offering you love and thus the Four of Cups reversed. It's almost like you're ignoring the behavior of another person who's trying to show you how much they care about you. Now, it does talk about you pulling away from a period of depression. You've gone through that. You've gone through the gamut. You've worried. I mean, in the previous days, you've been worrying about finances and a change in jobs and, downsizing at work, a wave of layoffs, okay? Now, this talks about you opening up in an emotional relationship with someone. Perhaps you're finally starting to see that this person cares about you, and so you're starting to kind of like broach the subject. You're starting to let your feelings show through. Now, it does talk about immaturity. There's someone possibly in your life who acts immature, possibly even you, maybe even you. There's someone in your life who doesn't act responsible and doesn't act mature. And so you're having to deal with these energies. You're having to deal with someone who is not responsible or is not putting in their fair share of the effort, okay? And so these are the things that are taking place in the first 2 days of that second week, but it doesn't look like it's going to last forever. It looks like they're kind of turning it around. And of course, with your guidance, Taurus, they'll be able to turn it around completely. So the very next card you have is a positive one. It is in the middle 2 days of that second week, and you have the financial success card. You have the Ace of Pentacles straight up. So that talks about working to solid goals and betterment, okay? It talks about material self-betterment, especially if you've been going through a period of loss and instability, which you were. New job, new responsibilities, new objectives, a period of security and stability in your life that you've been vying for. It talks about a promotion, possibly a successful job hunt, a new line of work that you are excited about. There's money coming to you that you've been waiting for. Maybe it's inheritance, maybe it's a lotto win, okay? Maybe it's an insurance payout, but it is money that is going to help you move forward in some endeavor in your life. Now, you may even receive a gift of money, or someone's going to offer you financial aid so that you can perhaps start a new business. Maybe you're going to win a contest or even a scholarship. You're going to the casino. You're doing a scratch ticket. In some way, you're getting some extra money. Now, it does say that resources are going to be available to you at any point in time, in that second week especially. So you need to set worthwhile objectives to focus on. So instead of being willy-nilly and helter-skelter, you're needing to focus on what exactly is in that plan of yours to move forward. And knowing my Tauruses, they have a list somewhere. And if not a 5-year plan, a 2-year plan. If not a 2-year plan, a 10-year plan. But Tauruses always make lists. Now, there may be people around you who are showing off what they have, okay? But know that your time's coming. It's quite obvious your time is coming. So the last 2 days of that second week, you have the Temperance card, and the Temperance card is reversed. That talks about a loss of balance, okay? A loss of balance in your life. Maybe you're overwhelmed. Maybe you're overwhelmed by all the things that have been going on in your life, and maybe chaotic circumstances that you can't seem to get a handle on. But it does talk about you trying to stay in control of your life. You're trying to find unique solutions to problems that perhaps you're having to deal with that are dealing with familial issues, okay? Perhaps you have children, and maybe your children are going through a period of strain or stress or financial hardship. And so you're wanting to help them, but perhaps you yourself are going through some financial constraints. But it does say if you're creative, you will find that balance again. Now, there is some sort of inequality in a relationship that's causing problems. So it talks about you having to deal fairly or to share equally your time, your effort, your finances, your love, your listening ear, okay? But it also says be more open to guidance. Listen to advice that you're being given, okay? There's a solution. There's a solution here. It's an elixir. It's something that is going to fix it all. It's going to fix your relationships. It's going to fix your finances. There is something coming down the pipe, okay? Pay attention to it. Heed it. Now, it also talks about health. And it talks about the fact that perhaps you're turning to nature, or maybe you're turning to a holistic method to heal your body. Now, this has been in a lot of the cards where a lot of the people, a lot of the signs are dealing with health issues, and they're choosing to opt from pulling away from pharmaceutical and going toward holistic measures, okay? So this could be healing arts, it could be yoga, tai chi, but it is focused on the body, the spirit, and the mind. There is disharmony between your body and your mind. Now think about it. Stress causes illness. Illness and disease are one and the same, right? Now it talks about experimenting. You're experimenting with alternative medicines. You have to balance your emotions. And I do this. I drink ashwagandha daily. I take a quarter teaspoon of ashwagandha in 6 to 8 ounces of water, and I drink that daily for 5 weeks, and then I take a break. And it really does calm your mind, and it lowers your cortisol level and lowers your blood pressure. That's my experience. You have to find out your own experience. You have to research your own solution, but it does say that perhaps you will be looking toward alternative medicine. Each to their own. I am not in any way a doctor, a physician, a holistic practitioner. I'm just someone that tries it, and it worked for me. Okay. So it does say that your emotions need to be balanced. You're going to find a way holistically to do that. That's what the cards are saying. It also says that there are positive and negative traits that you need to be looking at in your personality. So maybe you're the type of person you can take things up to a point. You're calm and you're relaxed and you're able to kind of like communicate during times of high stress, but it gets to a certain point and perhaps you get angry, or you get, maybe it even exhausts you, mentally exhausts you, okay? So you have to look at those traits. What do you do when you're angry? When you're angry, do you shout? Do you strike out at people, places, or people or things? Do you break furniture? Do you kick the dog? Do you fight with your partner, your kids, your neighbor, okay? When you're frustrated, what do you do? And what it's saying is that you need to be creative when you find that frustration coming on. It does say that perhaps you have a creative bent, an artistic bent that you haven't enveloped, that you haven't displayed, that you haven't even taken the art book out of the closet for years and years and years, and it's saying, you know what, you need to experiment with those type of holistic measures, and that is part of it. Listening to a meditative music, putting the binaural beats or binaural beats, however you want to say it, on the radio or on the stereo while you're sitting on the floor. Maybe you're sitting on the floor and you're just relaxing and you're listening to the music. Well, that's part of a meditative state where you're giving your body a break from the stress, the constant hounding and pounding in that brain of yours. Give it a break. And that's what this is talking about. You're out of balance and you need to get back in balance to keep that head on straight, okay? Because you are moving forward. There's a lot of things coming up in your cards right now. So you're going to need to balance your body. You need to balance your mind and your body. Mind, body, and spirit. Third week. The readings have been very long and I am totally exhausted. This is my last 3 readings and then I'm done. And then I can focus on November. But I wanted to get these out because there's a lot of information in them. Okay, so third week, the first 2 days in that third week is the Emperor and it's reversed. So that talks about not receiving recognition, possibly due to your gender. Talks about a lack of leadership, abuse of power, maybe even a branch of government or bureaucracy, an authority or at school or at work, okay? You might need to seek out a male role model, a male mentor who has the power to help you. Now, I don't know why it's stating male role model, but perhaps you need someone who sits in a position of authority, and that just might be a male. That just might be a male authority figure. It doesn't necessarily mean it could be a female. It could be other. It could be whoever. Someone who has that very, you abide by what I say. I'm the boss. That's it, right? You need someone with that type of strength, with that type of persona. Now, this could be a father figure. This could be a father figure. This could be someone who's reaching out to you from the next realm. This could be someone who has passed away, and this person is coming back to you and they're saying or giving you advice or asking you to heed their warning. Spiritually, you're being protected, okay? Now, it does talk about you having difficulty to achieve a working balance between your logic and your emotions. Now, negative attributes of the Emperor card, okay, would be this person would be very rigid or very authoritarian, okay? Everything has to be their way. Insists that everybody serves their interests and they don't empower other people, including their children, to make their own decisions. So is this something that you have done, that you have experienced, or is this something that you have perhaps personified onto your children or to people in your circle of energy, okay? Now, if it's someone who's reaching from the beyond to guide you, perhaps they see in you the things that they taught you. Perhaps they are reaching back to get forgiveness, to help you in some way, to get forgiveness for perhaps the relationship that they had with you that was very authoritarian or wasn't nurturing, wasn't empathetic, okay? This might even be someone who is absent in your life, okay? A father figure. Maybe you grew up without a father. Maybe your father passed. This is someone who wasn't around when you needed that support and when you needed to be guided in certain instances, okay? Someone who's possibly uninvolved or immature. They were hesitant in taking on responsibility. You might even have feelings of inferiority toward this individual. This even could be a boss at work. Could be your new boss. I mean, it did say that you were going to a new business, right? You were being transferred, or you were maybe you were just leaving completely and going to a new job because of the fact that they were having a wave of layoffs. And here now you've got a boss who's kind of like making you toe the line and saying, no, we don't do it that way. We do it my way. And maybe they're doing it the wrong way, and you're seeing that, and your eyes are open wide, and you're thinking, geez, I don't want to get involved in this job. I don't want this job, right? So this might be someone that you're dealing with right now, and they're kind of saying to you, okay, let's say you had an issue at work and you wanted to talk to the boss. You wanted to say to the boss, okay, this needs to be looked at. There's a flaw in the computer, or there's a flaw in the machinery, and it might be dangerous. Okay, and this person's not available. They're never available when you want to talk to them about something that pertains to work or other. Okay, so this is the type of person who expects you to step up to plate and take care of things, and maybe it's not your job, or maybe you're not experienced enough to take the flack for it, or to fulfill those shoes that he has for that job, okay? Or maybe it's not even your job. Maybe you're not getting paid to do it, but you see a flaw or you see a danger, and you're trying to reach out to the boss to tell him, and the boss is kind of like, they're ignoring your request. So be aware of that, because it does happen a lot. Middle 2 days of that third week, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Straight up. I did tell you were trying to reach out to this emperor, right? And he's being like lackadaisical. He's like not doing his job. He's not being that supportive energy that he's supposed to be. And here you go. Here you go. This is you. This is you. Visualizing, and you know the right steps to take. You know what to do. You're planning. You've got a plan. Yeah, you've got a plan. You're going to pull away from these issues, okay? You're going to pull away possibly from this job. Maybe you're going to quit this job, start your own job, okay? But either way, you are getting tired of waiting for someone to give you the information that you need. So it does talk about you visualizing the right steps that you need to take. You're planning step by step. You're self-reliant. You're very individual, okay? You're going to go against the mainstream. You're nobody's sheep, Taurus. You're nobody's sheep. You're not going to be corralled into a pen, okay? You're not going to be corralled. It won't happen with a Taurus. You're going to stand up for yourself. You're going to stand up for your personal values. You're going to be reliable. And there might even be an unexpected turn of events. And I did say that you're getting tired of this, right? Maybe this fella's going to be fired. Maybe he's going to be fired. Maybe he's going to, be lackadaisical to the point where he gets his ass kicked out the door. And you know what? Maybe you're offered the position. Just saying. Unexpected turn of events that is going to show that you are reliable, and it is going to be successful. Kind of looks good to me. Okay, so we are now in the last 2 days of that third week. The last 2 days of that third week. You have the Two of Cups reversed, okay? The Two of Cups reversed talks about a reconciliation on a project, or even a relationship from the past. Someone from the past that maybe you haven't seen for a long time, whether it be a partner, a romantic partner, whether it be a work buddy, whether it be a school friend, whether it be, I don't know, someone that you met at church. I don't know. It's someone that from your past that is coming back. You're going to reconcile with them. And there are choices that you're going to have to make, but you know what? You're hesitant. This might be a romantic relationship from the past, and they're coming back into your circle of energy, and you're kind of thinking, well, I don't know, right? But it does say that you need to put yourself in this person's shoes, and you need to see where this person has been in order to know where your relationship with this individual is going to go, or if you want it to go in any direction, okay? Now, maybe you're the type of person that expresses your feelings, and maybe the other person doesn't. So there might be, there might be a difference in how you communicate. Now, perhaps someone in your life took a job elsewhere, and that's the only reason that the relationship broke up. Maybe you took a job out of country, out of state, out of province, wherever it may be, okay? And that's what affected that partnership. Or maybe you're offered a job. Maybe you reconcile with this person and you and them get back together and start a relationship all over again, and then they get offered a job elsewhere. And you're kind of thinking, geez, didn't we go through this before? And then you're going through the same thing. Now, it does say that you have this restless desire for change. You want change to come into your life, okay? But it says that someone in your life is not willing to compromise. So if it's you that's offered a job elsewhere, the individual that perhaps you want to reconcile with or start a relationship with again, okay, someone from the past, maybe they're not willing to compromise. They don't want to travel anymore. They don't want to go on a long trip. They don't want to have to relocate. They're comfortable right where they are. And so that's going to create issues between the two of you. It could be vice versa, though. It could be you that's offered the job, or it could very well be them that's offered the job, and you're not willing to compromise. You're perfectly comfortable where you are. Last week, the first 2 days of that last week, you have the Magician, and the Magician is reversed. Now, this is someone who lacks self-awareness, okay, and self-confidence. This could be you. Could be you. Maybe you've been offered that job, and you're just not. You're not really sure if you can do it. You don't know if you're up to it. It's almost like you're floundering. You don't know what to do with your life. It all depends what age you are. I know I'm in my 60s, and I think about the future, and I think about the things I could do or what I should do, and I think, wow, geez, I don't know. Do I want to, right? So that's the stage of the game that you're at. You're not really sure if you want to, and you're kind of drifting from interest to interest and friendship to friendship, job to job. You're not really sure. So it talks about you needing to do some self-searching to see exactly what it is that you need in your life and what you want in your life. But it does say you're having unrealistic expectations about a romantic partner in your life. Someone's not really trustworthy. Is it you or is it them? It happens. Maybe you are in a position of weakness, okay? Maybe you are someone don't have what it takes to start a new job or a new relationship. Maybe your relationship skills have kind of floundered, and you haven't really spent a lot of time thinking about or worrying about it or even putting effort into it. So that's what this is saying, is that you're a little bit shaky on starting a new relationship or even a new project or a new job. You're a little bit shaky. You're not confident right now, but you will be. You will be. And I can see it coming. Middle 2 days of that last week of October, you have a message coming in about money. This is a very cautious card, okay? This is a message that is very guarded, okay? But it's very productive, and it's very practical. And it's someone who's possibly calling you who is very loyal to you. Loyal to you and loyal to your family and loyal to your friends. They're part of your circle. They could be your friend. It could be a family member. It could be a child. It could be a sibling, okay? It could be an extended relative. Now it does talk about a student. Are you a student? Did you go back to school? Now, if this is a child, this is someone who's very serious-minded, okay? And they have a very good sense of judgment. Possibly a child, this might even be you. Maybe you took responsibility at an early age where you got a job and you helped contribute to the family. Maybe you helped to pay the bills, pay the rent, pay the mortgage, pay the food, okay? But it does talk about a letter, a phone call, or an email that is going to transmit practical information about money. Notice of money coming to you, okay? It might even be, let's hope not, but it might be a collection agency, maybe giving you a call or giving someone you care about a call and saying, you know what, you owe us a little bit of money, let's talk about this, right? But it does say it's going to be successful because there is money coming to you. So it might be something that is owed to you. Maybe you sold something and the payment has been late in coming to you. It could be an insurance payout. It could be, a car insurance pay. Maybe you had an accident and you're getting insurance, or maybe there was a flood and you're getting insurance from your home insurance, okay? Something like that. Now it also talks, and so many people have got this, so many people are having to be preoccupied with their health, and you're no different. You are definitely preoccupied with your health. You're thinking about it all the time. But it does say that you're focused on your diet. You realize that you haven't been eating properly. You're not eating nutritious foods. You're not eating foods that are full of minerals and vitamins, okay? So it talks about you looking at herbalism and vitalism. It's almost like you're being advised or you're being encouraged by someone in your circle of energy. You might even be taking an educational program or even getting job training when it has to do with diet. Maybe you're becoming a chef, or maybe you're going for your chef papers, or your, what are they called? Chef or personal support care worker. Even if you're becoming a personal support care worker, maybe you're taking a dietitian program. That was the word I was looking for, dietitian. Maybe you're becoming a dietitian. But it does say that you're going to be taking some type of training that is going to teach you how to feed your body in a healthy way. It might just be the fact that you went to see a dietitian, or you went to see someone involved in a doctor, and they said, okay, you know what, you got to get your health on track, so you need to stay away from the sugar, and these are the foods you should eat, right? And so that's the situation that you're finding yourself in. But this is a good omen for money coming into you that was owed to you, and it is going to help you move forward in a positive way. Last card, cha-ching, cha-ching. I think you got some money. Yeah, I think you got a lot of money. You got the World card. So what'd you do, buy a ticket? Did you win the lotto? I'm Whispers, by the way. Remember me. If you're going to Ireland, I'll go with you. Okay, so the World card, straight up. Last 2 days of the last week, it talks about success, happiness, completion, connection with the wider world, a rewarding career. You're in control of your life. You're expressing yourself powerfully. You're expressing yourself powerfully. Obviously, not like I just did. You're being very creative. You're in a period of self-development, and you're striving to develop an awareness of the outside world. So you're reaching out to connect with other people in the world, which is a good thing, because as humans, we need strong communication, okay? We need those skills. Even as babies, I think the children of Chernobyl, the ones that are in the foster care, they even have people come in and hold the babies so that they can form that bond. They can have that bond with, or have that connection with another human. Okay, so be aware of that. Goals and projects and courses of study, things that you've gotten involved in, they are going to come to completion. Maybe you're graduating. It also talks about moving to the country, so that's a good thing. So I'm wondering, did you win the lottery, or is this something that was given to you as a gift of love? So I hope you enjoyed this reading. It does say that there are successful things coming into the month of October for you. A move to the country is a good one. Property being given to you is another good one. Hell, that would be a bonus, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be a bonus? Especially nowadays with the price of properties and houses. I'll tell you. I wish you the best and congratulations, and I hope it all goes well for you. I hope the move is quick and that you're able to relax and put your feet up and look at the stars. So I shall see you in the month of November. Take care and be safe, my friends. Be well. Bye.